Welcome to the Jumpers for Goalposts Midland Football League roundup for Easter Monday. And guess what? We've had an awful lot of postponements. Only 7 games played out of 35 that were scheduled. And there's a few pictures just showing the sort of things that our groundsmen have had to cope with. Let's hope that's the end of the bad weather. Let's start in the Premier Division. And leaders Bromsgrove Sporting have opened up a 7-point lead at the top of the table. They've avenged their recent home defeat at the hands of Coleshill Town, who are second, by winning 4-2 at Pat Meadow. A good crowd of 940 there. And Richard Gregory and Jason Cowley both scoring twice for the Rouslers. They went into a 4-0 lead. Coleman came back scoring twice in the last 7 minutes. But that is a huge win at the top of the table. And Shawbury United came back from being 2-0 down at home to Hormond. They snatched a point with 2 goals in literally the last 11 minutes. Now, if you look at the bottom of that table, that's very, very important. Hormond stay in the bottom 3. Shawbury 1 place ahead of them. But Loughborough University now only 3 points ahead of Hormond. Goal difference not looking good either. So that does look as though it's... Well, there's 5 clubs in it really, aren't there, with 3 relegation places. Division 1, only 1 game took place, and it's on the 3G at the Trevor Brown Memorial Ground. And it saw Ilkeston Town close the gap in second place. They're now only 7 points behind Walsall Wood. They had a great 4-1 win at Paget Rangers, who remain 8th. Malachi Lavelle-Moore again scoring twice. And Ben Fairclough also scoring twice for the Robins. Interestingly for Fairclough, he'd only scored 1 goal before that this season. Guess who that was against? You're right, it was Paget Rangers at home. So a great win there for the Robins. All the other games called off. Same situation in Division 2, only 1 game taking place, and that was on the 3G at Lichfield City. Smithswood Firs moved their game to the McDonald's Community Stadium. And they had to come from behind against bottom club Pelsall Villa. A good 3-1 win there. John Flanagan scoring twice. That moves Firs up to 4th. They still have 3 games in hand on the leaders, NKF Burbage. Win those games in hand, and they're a point behind. And the 2 sides will meet shortly. Into Division 3, the big game of the day saw the top 2 meet down in Hereford. Bartistry at home to GMP Sports, and that went emphatically the way of the leaders. GMP winning 7-1, and former Racing Club Warwick striker Adam Knight made his debut for GMP. Not a bad debut, scored 5 times, and they really do look as though they've got the league title well and truly sewn up, but they still need points. And interestingly, FC Stratford were one of... they also played on 3G at the Moochim Stadium. 6-0 win over Castlevale Town. And with their games in hand, that puts them in a strong position for promotion. 11 points behind second place Bartistry, but they have played 8 games less. So Stratford could yet still challenge at the top of the table. They win their 6 games in hand on the leaders. They would be 9 points behind. Yes, tall order, but you never know. In the other game, Boldmere Sports and Social Falcons are now up to 3rd. They had a 2-1 win over Shipston Excelsior. Now, there's loads of games in midweek. I can't preview them, basically because the fixture list is changing. It seems to be changing every 5 minutes, to be honest. So look on the Midland League website for details of any fixtures. And we'll bring you a preview on Friday. We'll bring you a preview of the weekend games. Hopefully, we've seen the last of the bad weather and we can get lots and lots of football in. Until Friday, ta-ra.